Okay, listen, I'm going to start with a little bit of math, but don't freak out, okay? Don't leave. Okay, so a closed line segment is defined by 2 points, point A and point B. And so with this in mind, let me ask you, which point is most important? I mean, it's pretty clear that in this case, both points are indispensable, right? I mean, if we were to remove either point A or point B, we would no longer have a closed line segment. Or how about if we consider a two-sided coin? Can you remove one side? It can't be done. A coin is defined by its two sides. Remove either side and you've got yourself a metal cylinder that stretches on into infinity. I told you there'd be math. So a clothesline segment is defined by its two ends, and a coin is defined by its two sides. So with that in mind, let me ask you this. Are you a leader or a manager? Well, if you've been paying attention, you know the correct answer is yes. In this episode, we're going to talk about leadership versus management. But the very fact that we're using the term versus suggests that these are two separate things entirely and that, in fact, they might even work against each other. This couldn't be further from the truth. Leadership and management are two sides of the same behavior. At the end of the day, the best leaders are great managers, and the best managers are great leaders. Now, all of that said, the truth is, each side does have distinct roles and responsibilities when it comes to running a successful organization. So let's dive into these. Leaders lead, which is to say, they engage in the verb of leading. Now, I'm pedantically fixating on the verb here to help us focus on the actual act of leading. Leading means communicating a vision, setting and achieving challenging goals, and inspiring others to perform at their highest potential in support of this vision. By contrast, managers manage, which is to say they engage in the verb of managing. Managing means organizing, directing, and motivating people and their resources to effectively and efficiently accomplish goals and objectives. Okay, so we've got our verbs kind of defined, so we're good to go there. But there are other ways in which the two sides of this leadership management coin differ, and so let's look a little deeper. What are the actual roles and responsibilities that these two sides bring to bear in a successful organization? Well, first of all, leaders work with followers. A leader is defined by the presence of followers. If there are no followers, then there is no leader. This is the power of leadership, to inspire others to action. By contrast, managers work with resources. By resources, I mean time, money, equipment, space, facilities, and people. These all need to be aligned and organized for maximum efficiency and efficacy. Leaders operate more strategically. They set the North Star for the organization and inspire followers to adopt and invest in this vision as they would their own. Managers operate more tactically. They take this vision and break it down into an action plan, mapping out the required resources to reach key milestones, then breaking these milestones down into specific measurable tasks. Leaders inspire and embolden. This means they give their followers the courage to tackle immense challenges. Managers direct and support. This means overseeing the day-to-day work and ensuring that everyone has the resources and training necessary to be successful. So there you are, the two ends of this clothesline segment, the two sides of the coin. No one side is more important than the other. Each brings specific roles and responsibilities to the organization. So there you go, the two ends to this clothesline segment and the two sides of the coin. As you can see, Both are equally important. You can't take one or the other away and have a successful organization. Now, in our next episode, we're going to do a deep dive into the 5 functions of management. And in so doing, we are going to see how both the roles and responsibilities of the management side of this equation and the leadership side of the equation come together to create an effective leader. As always, it'll be a lot of fun, at least for me, so I hope you stick around. And now it's time for our featured comment. Today's comment comes from Penny Bivens, who pointed out that in our last video, we talked about both people and organizational management and how the Peter Principle can apply to both these kinds of management as well. She's absolutely right. There is, in fact, a big difference between people management and organizational management. And just because you are a successful business analyst doesn't mean you're going to be a successful people manager. But in the same way, just because you're a successful people manager doesn't mean you'll be a successful organizational manager. She's dead on right there, and so that's something we're going to explore in this series. So thank you for your comment, Penny. And for all the rest of you, keep those comments coming. We're going to feature one in each episode of this series. Thanks for joining me, everyone, and have a fantastic day. Do you enjoy these videos half as much as I enjoy making them? Well, then that means these videos freaking make your day. If you enjoy finding new ways to improve in your career and your personal life, check out some of these videos. And of course, as always, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I love doing these things, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Until then, we'll see you later.